Do you guys love sushi? I know I do. Today I'm going to two different sushi restaurants. One where they serve $1 sushi on a conveyor belt, and the other where they have one of the most expensive sushi omakase that I was able to find. How good are they really? Am I gonna make my money's worth in each of them? Let's go find out.
Today I'm here in Tokyo, Japan. Now with just a few dollars in my pocket, let's go to this dollar sushi place that I found.
I found this franchise restaurant called Sushiro, and they're known as one of the most affordable places where you can get sushi from.
Let's go. Oh, there's no one that's welcoming me personally. Thank God there's English option here.
So with this kiosk, you can get your ticket that has your table number. And after you get the ticket, all you have to do is to walk over to your table and start ordering the food right away.
That's my table right there, table 24. So I'm extremely pleased to see that the tablet supports English and Korean. So what are you waiting for? Let's get some food. 3-piece tuna for $3, so that makes it $1 each. I wouldn't mind that at all. Oh, otoro, now that one's a little expensive at $3 a piece. 3-piece salmon special for less than $3. Let's start with that. I'm gonna get more eventually.
When my order is ready, the plates will be delivered to my table through the conveyor belt. I love how technology is completely removing the human interactions in this restaurant. Maybe they know that I've been repeatedly hurt by mankind since I was a child.
Look, my item just got here. Whoa.
Isn't it awesome, guys? These plates are smart enough to recognize and stop at my table. A lot of the human waiters that I've experienced in America can't do that. And these guys don't even ask for 15% tip. But okay, how's the food looking to you guys? Well, let's be real here. They don't look perfectly crafted, but they look decent for a budget sushi to me.
Allow me to start with the most expensive plate.
This otoro might be the most expensive sushi in this restaurant.
$3 a piece. This is kind of pushing my budget. You know what I think? I thought there was really good sushi. Not gonna lie, unlike some of the really expensive sushi, there's just a hint of fishiness.
So this time let's try the actual dollar sushi that they have.
Now this one's $1 a piece. Let's try that.
The sushi rice felt a little hard on all of these, but again, I think it was pretty good, especially considering how affordable it is. I mean, just take a look at this. It's definitely worth $1.
Like I was saying earlier, it's ever so slightly fishy. I think this could match like a lot of the not so insanely expensive sushi restaurants. Pretty good mid-level sushi. Oh, they have unagi. I would like that. An uni wrap. Some shoyu ramen with fried tuna. That sounds unbelievably good too.
I gotta say, the tablet and the conveyor belt system were extremely efficient. They were fast and straight to business.
Okay, there's my uni wrap. I'm especially excited for this because this is one of the more expensive ingredients. Would you guys like a bite? Here, get it. Alright, a little bit fishy. I wouldn't say it's like top-notch, but then I feel like it's not bad either. Some good salmon egg. This is not fishy at all. It actually feels very high quality. The taste of the unborn fish children. They could have been fish. But you know what? I'm pro-choice. It is believed that eating unagi gives men lots of lower body strength. I already have plenty of lower body strength, but lower body strength is kind of like money. You could always use more. So there's my ramen, that's like $3.50. It's bigger than one of those mini ramen that comes in your sushi combo. It's actually pretty good size. 3 pieces of deep fried tuna. Let's start with that. Wow. These are good chunks of tuna. How could I complain?
Okay, the ramen impressed me a little. It had good portion, good noodles, and even the soup was really good.
You know, I'm getting thirsty. I need to drink something. What's really cool is that you can just get this cup and get some of this powdered green tea. And you do this. So you get hot water like this. And just like that, I got myself some good green tea. You see guys, luxury is expensive, but satisfaction, that might not be so expensive. I just got this seared Wagyu beef. It looks very, extremely dry. It's cold, hard, definitely not worth it. I was pretty impressed with their salmon roll, so I got another dish that has a lot of salmon roll. You guys want some or what? It's good. Even if I got that from a pretty expensive restaurant, I'd be like, this is pretty good stuff. Let's switch gears, try something that's not sushi. This is a pumpkin tempura. This is good.
The tempura was crispy and perfectly cooked, and they didn't feel dry like some of the cheap ones that I had in the past. So overall, I feel like this extremely affordable conveyor belt sushi place had a great quality for what I have to pay. I've seen a lot of content creators reacting to a restaurant like this, and a lot of them made it seem like the sushi here is insanely delicious. And that's just not the reality. Imagine your local sushi restaurant that you think is pretty good, that is probably not owned by a Japanese chef. I think the quality matches a restaurant similar to that. Except, of course, most of what you get here is about $1 per piece, and they have really satisfying side dishes that are below $4. That being said, I'm not done here yet.
That was good. I feel like I had a pretty decent amount of food. But before I go, don't you guys feel like I need to get some kind of dessert?
They had like 20 different desserts, which was kind of surprising for a sushi restaurant, and I ended up getting their strawberry parfait and the pudding.
Now, I don't know about you guys, I think it looks really good. Clearly, they're using frozen fruits, but it looks alright. Now, it didn't come with a spoon. I think I'm gonna have to ask for one. 스푼 とかありますか? あれがスプーンですか? ありがとうございます. It was actually right in front of me the whole time. This is where they keep the spoons. You see guys, sometimes you desperately need something in your life and you're searching for it and you don't even realize that the entire time it was so close to you. Let's have some of them strawberry parfait. So the frozen strawberry, it's not like rock solid hard, but it still feels kind of icy. It comes with vanilla and strawberry ice cream. It's like one of those ice creams that come in a paint bucket. It's alright, I guess. Ooh, the Japanese pudding. It actually looks really nice. First time having Japanese pudding. Take a bite, everyone. I can stand behind this one. The flavor of the egg, the level of sweetness, it's pretty well balanced.
This pudding was one of those things that you don't expect much from, but later surprises you with excellence. I wonder if anybody said that about me. Probably no one.
If you guys ever do come to Sushiro, definitely get this pudding. It's really good. Overall, I think it's safe to say that I'm highly satisfied with the meal. So to pay for it, I just bring this ticket that I got in the beginning to the self-checkout register that I'm going to right now. So the total came out to be 3,285 yen. It's just around $25. Mind you guys, I had a lot more food than normal people would. I think most people would end up spending about $15 or not even.
Okay, now we know what $1 sushi is like in Japan. So this time I want to try something that is outrageously expensive. I found this restaurant called Sakae Ueno, and the special dinner omakase that they have is 20,000 Japanese yen, which is 150 US dollars. And this seems to be the standardized price range for a very nice sushi dinner in Tokyo. Jimmy, actually, I've had more expensive sushi before. Okay, be quiet before I have to beat you up.
I hope it's better than the dollar sushi that I showed you guys earlier.
It was on the very top floor of this commercial building. I don't know why, but I got really nervous in the elevator. It was a pretty small restaurant with just a few tables and the sushi bar. I sat at the bar and there were like 5 other people. And all I had to do here was to wait for the food to be served one at a time. The workers didn't really speak English and the menu was also in Japanese. It wasn't a huge issue for me because I'm like, smart. But in all seriousness, do keep in mind that some Japanese restaurants just aren't visitor friendly. Some restaurants in Japan will require you to order at least one alcoholic drink. And I don't know if that was the case here, but regardless, I got my Japanese highball, which is pretty much whiskey with sparkling water. As I was drinking to ease my anxiety, the first food of the dinner finally came. I got steamed egg as my appetizer,
Oh my god.
Of course, it's not my first time having steamed egg, so I tried to keep my expectations low. Turns out, it's super amazing. It had a lot of yuzu flavor. It also had this thing that I thought was fish egg, but it turns out it was fish milt, which is an organ where fish store their sperm. And I quite enjoyed this juice popping in my mouth.
Sperm really does taste good.
Just don't tell anybody I said that. The chef made the first piece of sushi for me. So there's my first piece of sushi, jutoro, and wow, it looks nothing like the dollar sushi.
こんなに寿司食べるの初めてです。はい。
Okay, so does it taste good or is it just good for unknowing Instagram posts?
Money is good. it's like a common expression. You know how like when something's really good, they say it melts? It literally melted, like you don't even have to chew.
The next piece of sushi came after I finished my first piece, and it was the Japanese grouper kue sushi. Just like the first piece of tuna, it was unquestionably delicious. At this point I realized that they don't give you a little side dish with soy sauce and wasabi. Instead, the sushi rice itself is already seasoned, and of course the wasabi is already in the sushi. My guess is that they didn't want the customers to ruin their own sushi by doing this. I really hope I don't sound like I'm exaggerating, but each of these were so beautifully crafted, and they were all perfectly fresh. I don't think I tasted 0.0001% of fishiness in any of these. At one point, I started wondering if they're just gonna give me a few more pieces of sushi for my $150, because that would make each of these like $20 a piece. Don't get me wrong, I dare to say that they're near perfect sushi, but I'd like to experience more than just sushi since I'm spending more than a third of a PlayStation 5. But thankfully they mixed in really nice side dishes here and there, which made a strong argument for the price tag being reasonable.
Now I know what this is. Salmon roll and uni. Wow. Pretty unbelievable. I'm gonna scoop it up with wasabi, white rice, and some salmon roll. You guys want some? You guys want some? Wow.
I never had salmon roll this good, and it was honestly one of my favorite things at the dinner. I don't know what you call this tofu, but that was really good. It was kind of like solidified sweetened soy milk. Even simple things like their vegetable tempura was so different from what I'm used to. The surface was super light and crispy, and the vegetables were already nicely seasoned.
Crispy as fuck, boy.
There's just no way I'm gonna let any of these go to waste. Nobody saw that. The 3-second roll is international. And thank God I get some sashimi as well.
The presentation is absolutely top notch. I'm gonna put some wasabi in there. You're supposed to eat these little pieces too. I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I've had better sashimi or sushi ever. What a fortune to be alive, to be able to try all this.
Like I was saying earlier, one worry that I had was this expensive dinner not providing enough portion. You know, kind of like one of those bullshit fine dining restaurants where they rob you with their food that is like $100 a bite and you go home hungry. Well, I'm happy to say that it wasn't really the case here. Every time I thought it might be the end, the chef continued to give me more and more sushi. So by the end, I had at least a dozen different sushi and 7 side dishes.
How good could it be? Wow, this is like beyond tender. It just melts. It just melts is the expression.
The very last piece of sushi was this uni tuna maki, and the uni was pretty heartbreakingly fresh. So how can I summarize my overall experience today? Is the food any good?
Best ever. Best ever.
Sure, $150 is a lot of money for an hour-long dinner, but everything here was just masterfully crafted, and it was easily the best sushi that I've had in my entire life. I still wouldn't come here often because I simply cannot afford to, but as stingy as I am, I think it was one of those things that are expensive that I believe to be fairly priced. Well, if there's one thing that I could complain, the only dessert that they had was this one lonely strawberry, which for an expensive omakase was kinda surprising. They should just buy the $2 pudding from Sushiro and serve that here like they made it. If they do that, those Instagram food critics would wet their pants on their way out. Well, I almost wet mine on my way out.
Back on the streets, $200 for I thought the food was really great, and I thought going there at least one time is really worth it. How does it compare to the dollar sushi place? Do you guys think it's worth it? Let me know what you guys think. Meanwhile, I'll continue to explore Japan and spend all the money I have. Thank you guys.